okay? So for those undergraduates here, you must start having this idea in your mind in case in the future you need to venture into it, okay? So today we're going to cover why being a graduate and entrepreneur itself is going to be the new norm, right? So then we have invited a very good speaker, which I've personally learned from him a lot as well, okay? Because I was very inspired by the way of how he was giving out his values and content, and his achievement itself of how he became a 7-figure marketer at just 23, actually. Probably I wrote it wrongly, okay? 23 years old, okay? So for that, I'm going to invite Mr. Thaddeus to actually share on this topic. Thaddeus, the floor is yours.
All right, thanks. Can you just want to do an audio check? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah,
if can I type one if you all can hear me? Okay. All right, thanks. Okay, I will be sharing my screen. Slight echo but clear. Okay, can. Okay, I will just begin. Okay, yeah, thanks Logesh for the kind introduction. So just want to give a bit of context, right? Yeah, I'm not a coach or a speaker. I don't usually speak or coach, right? But I think Logesh just asked me to share a bit. Yeah, because I've been working with him actually a few months ago, just a few months ago. Yeah, so I think for when Logesh asked me to share, right, he was just asking me, I was asking him what should I share, and he was asking me about, and he was sharing about like for grads, I mean for you guys just graduated, how do you get extra income, so on and so forth lah. So my topic for today is I want to share with you guys 3 steps to build your wealth in a recessionary environment as a fresh grad, and something that you guys can do something as a side hustle. That means you don't have to quit your job to dive straight into entrepreneurship, but you guys can actually just spend maybe a few hours a day, right, or even a week to actually get things started, to start building an additional source of income for yourselves. Okay, so yeah, this is just a very, very quick intro myself. I dropped out in university. I'm from Singapore, by the way. I dropped out from SMU, Singapore Management University. I was studying business. I dropped out after 1 year in 2017 and 2018, and I started working on my own marketing consulting firm. We generated over 8 figures in revenue for our clients, our partners, and also over 7 figures revenue for ourselves, my own agency. And then currently what I'm working now is on an edtech startup and having really the best of my life. Yeah. Okay, so before I begin, I just want to make it very clear, right? Who is this presentation targeted at? Of course, for everybody, but I think, if you are a working professional or a student preparing to enter the workforce, right? I think this one would really cater to you, in a sense, if you're kind of like feeling a bit concerned, like how do you manage and build your finances, which career path to take, how do you build an additional source of income, after all, and I think it's not new, right, that the media shows that there's recession up ahead, that affects job security, and then perhaps there's income and financial stability. And I do see a sense of like on the ground, a few of my friends also in Singapore, I think Malaysia as well. I have a few friends there, keep talking about recession and what's ahead. But just want to have a better understanding of the crowd today, because I just came in. Can I see, right? Can y'all type 2 in the chat if this kind of resonates with you guys? Can you guys type 2 in the chat if this resonates with you guys? 2, okay. Jepson. Who else? Anybody else? 2, okay. Dylan. Yeah. Anybody else? 2, okay. Nice. Yeah, I think so. So basically, this is also for you. If you're kind of unsatisfied with your current income that you're getting from the job, and you guys just want like some extra source of income for yourself to either provide for yourself or for your family, right? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So basically, what I want to share here again today, right, is just 3 simple steps to build your wealth in a recessionary environment as for yourselves. Okay, but before we get started, I want to share a bit of my background. Yeah, so like I shared just now, I dropped out of university, started my own marketing agency, and then currently working on an ad tech startup. I do blog about my own stuff on YouTube and my blog. I'll share some things later if you guys are interested. But I want to bring us back, right, to about, I think 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I just yeah, a bit about my life story so you guys better understand. So in 2017, 2018, I just completed my national service. So I know Malaysia, they all don't have this, but Singapore, every child, every 18-year-old has to serve national service. So for me back then, I just graduated. I just completed my service, right? And I was basically, for 2 years, I was just like jumping out airplanes and rappelling and walking super long distances. This is what I was doing. And when I graduated, right, or in Singapore terms, we call ORD, yeah, ORD, right? We just graduated. I started to spend a lot of money. I started to spend a lot. You know, what did I spend on? I honestly don't know what I was spending on, but I was just indulging in a very like luxurious lifestyle. I didn't care much about finances. I just had a very short-term mindset. You know, it's like, okay, I got this money in my bank. Okay, let's spend it. So you can see, I was basically partying every weekend. I think Malaysia, you have Zouk also, right? Singapore, there's a Zouk. So I was there every weekend with my friends, army friends. And then we're doing all sorts of stuff. I was buying like watches and alcohol and all these things. So very, very quickly, right? Actually, my bank account went from like a few thousand to like, I think less than 1,000. And that was kind of worrying for me because I thought I had it sorted out, you know. You know, when I thought, you know, I bought like watches and fancy clothes and fancy watches and like drinks and everything. I thought like, I thought I made it, but actually that's just on the front, you know. But my bank account was very low, but I thought I made it. I don't know why. It's kind of like a lie that I told myself that I believed in it, lah. But that wasn't the case, right? Because yeah, for some reason one day I was just checking my bank account balance and it's like, oh my goodness, if this continues to go on, right, in just a few days my bank account would reach zero. Yeah, so that was kind of where it hit me, like, oh shit, I gotta get something done. Yeah, then yeah, from then on I decided that okay, like I had to do something, but at the same time I was kind of lazy as well. So lazy kind of, because I was on like kind of like a holiday mode, but I want to make money, but I was kind of lazy. So the first thing that came up to my mind, right, was how can I make money online? How can I with just a few clicks, right? Is it possible to just make money online? So the few things that popped up to my mind was trading or investing. You know, probably you guys in Malaysia, right, have also seen a lot of ads, right, that teach us about like investing and trading. Can I check if you all have seen all these ads? Can you type yes or no if you all see all these kind of ads? You know, financial trading ads. They teach you how to invest. You know, they join the class and whatnot. Can I type in the chat? Yes, right? A lot, right? Every day. Yeah, I thought I'll share you quite interesting because okay, this yeah, definitely a lot. Yeah, so I'm just like you guys. Okay, I'm just like you guys. So I just click one day. I just click on the ad, and I just went to a event, right? Okay, this is later. Yeah, so I just went to the event and then basically, long story short, I signed up for a course and I went for an event. So in one of these events, you can see this. Yeah, in one of these events, right? They actually organize like a reflection session, and basically they ask you to set some goals for yourself. So the goal that I set for myself, which initially I thought quite ambitious, right? The goal I set for myself was okay. At the time I was like year one in uni, I think. Yeah, year one in uni or probably 1 year before that, 1 year in uni. I just set a goal for myself. I said, okay, let me try to hit like 100K savings, right? So it's about 300 to 400,000 ringgit, 100K Sing. I want to achieve that in like 4 years. Basically, I want to achieve that amount of savings before I graduate from university. So that was the goal that I set for myself. But there's a very interesting guy. He was sitting beside me. I still remember his name. His name was called Philip. Philip said, Ted, this is a very exciting goal. But I said, why not you try to achieve that in 1 year? Then the moment he asked that question, I was like, oh, really can? Is that possible? Because when I just graduated, right? I mean, in school, they don't teach you all these kind of things. Right? They teach you, oh, you can get a job at whatever bank, or you can get a job at this company, but they never teach you the possibilities. So when this guy asked me, hey, why not? Why not you try to make this amount of money within a year? Then I was like, oh, I've never thought about it before. I mean, I myself, I consider myself a pretty ambitious and optimistic person. But when he asked me that question, right, that opened up my mind. Yeah, so he said, why not try to make this amount in 1 year instead? So that was like, I would say the question that really triggered me. This is possible. Okay, let me. I mean, I wasn't sure that I could do it, but I said, okay, let me test it out. Let me see if this is possible. So at first I didn't know what to do, right? But I started my journey to find out how, right? So I went on YouTube. I mean, same like you guys Google, YouTube. How can I make extra income? I'm the very simple guy. I just ask the internet how to make money from home, or how to generate additional source of income. So obviously you guys saw, right, that I attended an investing course. Why is it not possible for me at that time to make about 100K per year from the stock market? Is because for me, like, at least the investing I learned was a very long-term thing, right? It's basically, okay, every month will be money, and then you just wait, and you just like compound, and like 5-10 years later, okay, your money doubles or triples. So it's a very long-term thing. So this is a very short-term thing. I want to generate cash flow. Stock market gives you a long-term capital gains, right? Just not like what the previous speaker was sharing. Yeah, so I ventured into many different things. I tried videography. I was learning how to make I was doing side hustles for videography. I was doing a wedding. I provided wedding services, wedding video services for a friend, for clients. And I still want to do clients, and I was like so sick and tired of it. I also tried drop shipping. I did insurance as well, financial planning. I did e-commerce, Shopify, Amazon, FBA, whatever, all these things, right? Yeah, but okay, let me just pause here, right? I believe you guys have also seen all these ads, right? This is how to make money online on social media. Can I just check if this is true? You all see all these kind of ads, like drop shipping, how to make money online, affiliate marketing. Can y'all type 3 if you all see these kind of ads as well on social media? How about the rest? Yeah, a lot, right? So they invite you to like a class, and like they share about how to make money online, and then after that they ask you to buy their course and whatnot. So I'm in the same journey as you guys. So this is basically what I ventured. I ventured to many different things, and obviously a lot of things failed, right? I closed down the videography business. I stopped drop shipping. I didn't really venture into financial planning. I did affiliate marketing, but it didn't get anywhere. I did with 3 friends, but I didn't really get anywhere. Yeah, so ultimately I experimented very different things, right? And then finally I chanced upon something called marketing and like kind of behavioral science, and that was really what I really liked about it. I just, for some reason, I just had like I'm just very passionate about it. I don't know if you guys have something very passionate, you guys are passionate about, right? But that was something that I've never really worked on, marketing per se. But I just realized it just got me so excited. Every time I tried to work on some marketing campaigns, I got really excited. And that's where I found my passion and kind of like my edge. Yeah, I realized I was just naturally kind of good at it. Obviously, when I started out, I didn't really know much, but I realized I had kind of like an edge compared to people kind of learning it as well. Yeah. So from there, long story short, I started working and building on it. I got some traction. After that, I quit school, which was a huge decision for me. I quit school. I took in fact, it was a reputable school. I just decided to quit it and pursue what I thought was right, which was my passion. Yeah, and eventually, I ran it for like 1 to 2 years. I hired some coaches and whatnot, and I think I felt that I had some form of success, right? Of course, success is relative, but I felt that I broke a barrier I broke through a limiting belief which I had initially. So remember this slide, right? Philip asked me, why not try and make 100K per year, right? I surpassed it, and that broke so much of my limiting beliefs, and I went on to achieve so much more. And yeah, I from there on, I generated like over 7 figures plus for my company, and over 8 figures for my clients. So that's this agency side. And then currently now what I'm working on is this ad tech startup, which I will share maybe not here. Okay, so yeah, so what's my point of sharing this story, right? It's not to just for you guys to know me, but I think I just want to share with you guys from a point of view which I found, you know, like there's so many people attending all these different courses and trying to make money online, but how come like majority in fact like don't really get results? Well, for me, I was just able to see at least some form of results. I was just very curious, and kind of excited to find out why. When Logesh was asking me to share this, I just thought about this content. So I tried to distill everything down into 3 things you have to do before you start to work on your building or additional source of income, because I realized these 3 steps, it's called the ADS that I'll share a bit. It's what I did that others didn't do that allowed me to actually build a source of income that allowed me to actually turn this into a full-time business. And yeah, but before I review, right, if you guys are excited to learn about this ADS, right, ADS framework, 3-step framework, are you guys ready? Can you type in ready if you guys want to learn what it is? Yeah, type in ready. Can I have 2 more readies? Yeah, okay, thanks so much. Yeah, okay, awesome. Yeah, okay, so I just want to quickly break down I just want to share this diagram. So this is what I realized that I did that many people didn't do, that allowed me to, I think, achieve some form of success. And that I realized, right, was the big thing that really drove the success. It's not the method, because I did marketing, another friend did marketing, but he didn't see as much success, whereas I went on to continue to achieve a bit more than him. I'm not saying I'm better, but I'm just saying that there's something that I did that he didn't. So I just want to review this to you guys, because I think if you learn about this, which is honestly not a method, a way to generate income, but I think if you know about this, it gives you a stronger foundation to increase your probability of generating an additional source of income that is not only consistent, right, but it actually makes a difference to your life. Okay, so these are, I broke it down into 3 steps. Okay, so many people, right, what I realize the first thing that they do, which is, I believe you see your friends do as well, is that, okay, they want to start with, okay, what's the method that can help me generate money on the side, right? They ask, okay, what's the method? Is it marketing? Is it copywriting? Is it sales? Is it online marketing? Is it insurance? Whatever. They want to find out the how, the vehicle, the wealth vehicle. And then after they set a goal, right? Like, okay, let me hit, I don't know, 100K per year or something like that. They set a goal. So they discover they want to find a vehicle, and then they set an audacious goal. Yeah. So what I realized is that they actually they actually missed out step 3 and step 2. Later I'll share more of it. Actually, it should be 1, 2, 3. Okay. But you can see this 2 and 3 sets the foundation of your vehicle, which I'll share now. Okay. So yeah, I just broke it down 3 simple steps. First one is ask yourself why. Second one is discover your passion and your edge. This is highly crucial, highly crucial. And then number 3 is setting an audacious goal for yourself. Okay, so let me begin with the first step, which is asking yourself why. A bit cliche, yeah. Yeah. So a lot of people think, I think a lot of like speakers and coaches, right? Because their incentive is to really make success seem as easy as possible for you guys, so that you guys sign up for their training or learn their content and try to implement. But in reality, I've worked with many coaches, right, in the financial investing space, and also for myself, what I see in my life, success, right, rarely is a straight line. Okay, it's always about you thinking you're trying to move in a straight line, but really you're just moving in many different circles. You can see like a scribbling here, and then finally there's a breakthrough. This is what it really looks like. And what is in this, okay, what is this in this scribble here? It's really a lot of like pain, a lot of pain. There's really a lot of pain. You gotta work many hours. You gotta make sacrifices. You got to you gotta put your fun aside and basically work on the hard things. So this is really crucial. And therefore, right, the question we all need to ask ourselves, right, if you want to embark on something to generate an income, right, you got to ask yourself, what's the reason so strong, right, that it's worth the hustle? This one, I believe, is pretty new to many people, because this is my own personal journey. And yeah, okay. So what's the reason so strong that it's worth the hustle? What's the reason so strong that it's worth you, going many circles and going up, down, left, right, and then ultimately coming out? Because what most people think, right, success is just, okay, let me just try out this method and it's a one straight line to success. My question to you is, what's the reason so strong, right? It's worth you spending so much time and not getting results for 1 year. What's the reason so strong that it's worth investing the money, right? For maybe a few months, right, and not seeing any results. What's the reason so strong, right, that it's worth you sacrificing your sleep? Okay, so for many people, it's very, very different. For some of us, it's maybe family. For some of us, it's maybe financial reasons. For some of us, maybe personal ambition. You want to challenge yourself. I don't know. But I think Simon Sinek, right, he breaks this down really well. He has this golden circle or a book, right? It talks about start with why. Has anyone heard this book before? Can I type in the chat? Start with why. Or anyone heard of Simon Sinek? Let me type it in the chat. Simon Sinek. If you have heard it, can I type yes? Or if you haven't heard of him, type no. Yes, okay. So yeah, I assume he's pretty well known. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so he has this principle called start with why. And it's not so much of a side income, obviously, but it's more of a leadership communication. Yeah, and I believe the same to be true, right? For when you want to do things, right? Why do you want to achieve, let's say, 10K per month? Why do you want to achieve 20K per month? Why do you want to retire early? I don't know. You got to really ask yourself why. Okay, because just like I said, right? It's very important. Why do you wanna work on this side hustle? Why? Very important for you guys to ask yourself. Okay, can you guys type why? Type why. Type the word why. Okay. Type why. Yeah, important for you guys to remember. It sounds really simple, but I assure you, right? Like, it will pay off dividends for you guys. It gives you a reason, right, for you to stay focused for 3-4 years until you see results. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Maybe before I continue, can you guys share why did you attend this event? Why did you attend this event? Can I type in the chat? Why did you attend the event? Why did you open for the landing page and decide to show up for this event? Why? Can you all share? Yumi, Dillian, Savin, Delakan, Shaf, Jepson. Can I type it? Why did you attend this event? Why Saturday afternoon? Type the reason in the chat. Learn and empower. Okay. How about the rest? Okay, find ways to improve my life. Wealth building. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so you guys have to be very, very crystal clear about your why. Okay, because again, this gives you a reason to invest an afternoon, right, on weekends where you can be like relaxing at home. Yeah. Okay. So once you got your why, and I would encourage everyone to spend at least, it's not like a 5-minute activity. I encourage you guys to spend maybe weeks, okay, to really distill down why it's important. Okay, so for example, let's say Mohan, right? You say growth. You want to grow, right? So let me ask you, what do you want to grow? So there's so much deeper you can ask yourself. The clearer you are, okay, the clearer you are, the more you can really invest your time and effort into something. Okay, so this one I want you to take note. Later I'll share. Okay, now assume that you have found your why. Okay, for me personally was honestly it was a bit like superficial. I honestly just wanted to really challenge myself, because for me, I think for my life, at least up to then, my life, right, I felt that I was always very like driven and optimistic, and I always want to aim high. But I think for some reason, I don't know, is it the Singapore education system, right? I just didn't do very well. I just didn't do very well. So I was always, how come I want to achieve a lot on it, but how come I can't achieve so much? How come it's only there? There's always people doing better. Why? And I felt like there was something that I wanted to prove myself, that I can actually do something that I'm proud of. And that was kind of like my why, which isn't the why I have now, obviously. But yeah, so that was my why. So I want you guys, everyone, to be very, very clear. Okay. So step number 2, okay, it's basically discovering your passion and your age. Okay, so one of the myths, which you see probably on social media, the number one best way to find to generate an additional source of income, probably a lot. And I would like to suggest that that's actually a myth. Okay, about you must find the best vehicle to build your wealth, or this is the best way to make 10K per month, whatever. Okay. And what I like to suggest, right, is to find a vehicle that really fits you. Okay, is it investing? Is it trading? Is it doing, I don't know, videography? Is it banking? I don't know. Find something that suits you. Okay, and this is something that I want to share a bit more in step 2. Okay, so this is, I think, a quote by Albert Einstein. I might be wrong, but I think it's by Albert Einstein, and he talks about everybody is a genius. Okay, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Okay, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid, and that's exactly my point here in step 2. Right, a lot of people think, hey, what's the best way? What's the best way? What's the easiest way? What's the most what's the highest ROI kind of activity that I can do to make income? And I like to suggest otherwise. I like to suggest that, we are all created differently. We're all wired slightly differently. We're all created uniquely. Okay, we're all different in our own ways. Some people can speak very well, like Simon Sinek. Some people invest very well, like Warren Buffett, okay, or the guy before this. Some people build things very well, right? Think people like Elon Musk, Richard Branson, they're all very creative people, like to build stuff and build companies. So all of us are wired very, very differently, and it's not, I would say it's almost delusional, right? To say that, okay, this is the best way to create wealth, because the answer is no. The answer is no. Okay, of course there are different nuances, but I think a lot of the contributing factor is really how we are wired and what suits us to create wealth. Later I'll share a bit more about that. Okay, so next, I want to give you guys I want to ask you guys a question. Can you all type in the chat, what is this? Quite obvious, but I want you to participate. What is this? Can you write down what is this? A cup. What about the rest? A brown mark. Okay. What about the rest? Empty cup. Okay. An empty cup. Really? No, just kidding. Chocolate. Okay. I'm not playing games. Okay, it is a cup. It's a cup. Okay. Nothing complicated. Okay. What am I trying to say here, right? For a cup to be a cup, right? You guys realize that it is very unique in the shape, correct? It has the mark, it has the handle. It is shaped in a way, probably with mathematics, to contain water. If it's too thin, the water might leak out. If it's shaped another way, it might not be able to contain water. So what's my point? My point here, right, is that I believe we're all created with precision, okay? Because just like the cup, if it's just maybe the handle is just 1 cm off its original design, right? It will lose its function. It will lose its function. Same for many other things, like a bottle. You can think of a bottle. You can think of a chair. You can think of a table. You can think of a laptop. We are all created with precision. Okay, and my point here, right, is that, okay, let me give us an example. Anteater, the animals also, okay, animals. So look at this thing, right, anteater, okay, anteater. I know this is not about wealth reading, but I'll get there, I promise. So you can see anteater, and anteater has a nose, right, that is designed to suck up ants. Nothing else. Designed to suck up ants is quite weird if you think about it. It's even the name anteater. And there's this weird fish also called the barrel-eye fish. So this is a deep sea fish, right? That the head is transparent and the eyes are actually, it can rotate, it can look on top, right? It can look like it can look basically vertically upwards and also horizontally. Okay, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so my point here, right, is that we're all actually wired very specifically. Okay, if animals and things like carps, right, are so precise in its creation, I think there is some way that we can understand it a bit better. So we can use it to our own leverage. I'll show you guys a video. Okay, this is something I found on YouTube. Okay, let me see if I can play.
We grew our site traffic from 1 to 200,000 visits per month.
Can I hear?
30 years ago,
If you all can
Japan's
hear,
famous
type 1.
bullet train had a problem. When it traveled through tunnels,
Okay,
it
awesome.
made a loud boom. It was disturbing to wildlife, passengers, and people who lived nearby. So why was it happening? Air was building in front of the train as it entered a tunnel. The compressed air created a sound wave, and as this left the tunnel, boom! A sound like a gunshot came out. This air was also slowing the train down, like wading through water. The kingfisher bird's long, sharp, pointed bill is perfectly shaped for plunging into water. Long, narrow, and streamlined, it steadily increases in diameter from the tip to the head. This reduces the impact when the bird hits the water. It slides in, the water flowing past the beak rather than being pushed in front of it. Exactly what the bullet train was failing to do. The train team studied the beak, which resembled two triangles with rounded edges, together forming a squashed diamond shape. And so a kingfisher's bill helped them design the train nose. When it was tested, the Kingfisher bullet train was faster, quieter, and more powerful, with 30% less air resistance than before.
All right. Okay. So hope you guys is able to watch the video. Okay, but what's my point, right? What's my point? My point, if you guys have been watching the video, okay, I hope you guys did. My point, right, really is, you know, we're again back to my previous slide, right? We're all shaped uniquely. Okay, like the anteater and the barrel-eye fish and the carp. We're all shaped uniquely. And in this video, right, what I want you to see is that how we're all shaped, right? It can actually translate to economical functions. Okay, like you see the kingfisher, we can use it to design the train, which then creates economic value. Economic value. What does it mean? I can use us, okay, to elaborate or to bring it back to earth, right? Bring it back to earth. How we are all designed, right? It can be used for economical value. That means our strengths, our weaknesses can be used for economical value, which will then translate to wealth or to generate income. Okay, to generate income. Okay, because why does economical value equals wealth? Because money is a human construct, right? When we provide some form of economical value or solve some problem that has some economic benefits, it translates to money, because people are willing to pay for things. For example, if a business needs help with, I don't know, like a tax support, for example, if I can help them to solve a tax support issue, they can pay me money, right? So that's what I mean by economical value. Okay, so my point here in this slide I want to share here is that we have all our own strengths, weaknesses, unique edge, our passion, whatever you want to call it, but it can translate to economical value, which will then become wealth. Okay, So my point here is also we're all created with we're all created with precision too, right? So to share a bit about myself, for me, what I realized, okay, is that I'm more of a creative person. I'm not so much of I'm not someone that's very good at math, or I'm not very good with arts, but I'm a very creative person. I'm a very good at starting things, and I'm also kind of a bit not too bad at systemizing stuff. But what I'm bad at is to finish things. Okay, I like to create new ideas. I like to create brands. I like to create projects. I can kickstart those projects, but I'm bad at completing them. But this is my strength. This is my strength. Okay, this is my strength. So I just like the birds, the animals. You guys saw the anteater, the barrel-eye fish, right? They're all created for a reason. Okay, and they perform their own function. And I like to suggest, and I hope that you guys understand this, right? Each and every one of you here in this room, right, is also created with precision, based on our experiences, based on how we are shaped, based on our natural abilities. We're all created with precision also. And you can use those to actually turn it into economical value. Okay, because what you realize, right, if the kingfisher, right, if I try to use the kingfisher's ability, right, to turn it to say, I don't know, how to design a ball, obviously doesn't make much sense, right? Correct. So or like what Albert Einstein mentioned, is that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. Okay, so that's basically my point here. Yeah, so I want you guys to not now, okay, but I want you guys to really reflect. If you guys could write down this question on your paper or on your laptop or on your mobile. It's what are your strengths? Let's write down what are your strengths. Later I'll share a bit more, but you guys can start reflecting. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What is your passion? What makes you you? What makes you unique? What makes you you that is different from others? Okay, so I want you guys to write down that question in the chat. Okay, not in the chat, sorry, in your laptop. Okay, so this you guys can do, reflect in your own time. But I want you guys to share. I want to share this product or this thing with you. Can you guys type in the chat? What do you think this is? What do you guys think this is? The winner gets $10 from me. I will transfer you. Later you can connect me. I'll pay you $10. What this is? Cannot Google. Type in the chat. What do you think this is? Type in the chat. You guys got 30 seconds. What is this? 20 seconds. Cheese butter. I don't know. You tell me. 15 seconds. Faster. Type anything in the chat. Winner gets $10 greater. Okay, what else? Okay. Anybody else? Cheese greater. Okay. 5 seconds. Anybody else? Okay. Okay. Shredded. Okay. Full stop. Okay. That's all. Okay. So let me guys ask you let me guys share you something. If you guys don't know what this is, right, or what its function is, can I ask you guys, how do you find out the answer? How do you find out what its purpose is, or how do you find out how it's unique? Where do you go to? Where? You have to type in the chat. Where do you find it, the answer, the correct answer? Mr. Google. Okay. What else? If Google don't have the answer, because Google is man-made, right? If Google don't have the answer, who should you ask? Type in the chat. Not brain. Type in the chat. Another person. Yes. Who? Who is the other person? Dylan. Who? Dylan. Who do you think? Okay. Ask. Yes. Got it. You got it. Savin and Mohan. Correct. You asked the inventor, the person who created it, right? Yeah. So that's my point also. Okay. By the way, so correct. This is a butter grater. It's not a cheese grater. It's developed by a Japanese. It's not a cheese grater. It's not a butter. It is a butter grater. Okay. So none of you got it correct. Okay, but very very close. GC and Mohan. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mohan, Dylan. Yeah, you guys are very close, but actually it's not a cheese. It's a butter grater. Okay. So you guys noticed, right? You guys didn't really have the answer, but And you guys are perfectly correct. You know, if you don't know what is its unique purpose or function, right? You guys go ask the inventor, and I think same for ourselves. Okay, so one of the things which I find it really helpful, for us to really find out, okay, what's the easiest way for us to build wealth? Be it your own career, your side hustle, which side hustle to take. What should you do? Is it investing? Is it trading? Is it building stuff? Is it branding stuff? Is it speaking? I don't know. What's the easiest way? Okay, I want to share with you guys a simple tool called the wealth dynamics. Has anyone heard of this thing called the wealth dynamics? Can you type yes if you heard, and if you haven't heard before? Y or N? N. Okay. Can you type in the chat? I need some participation. N. Okay, awesome. N. Okay. No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I love to share. Okay. Then you guys will love this. Okay. I hope this will be a very valuable session, because this took me like 4 years until I found out, and I wish that I have known this tool before I started my own journey, because you guys saw that I experimented like so many different things until I found the right thing for me. Okay, and today I'd like to suggest that this tool can help you cut through all the noise, right? In experimenting all these, going through, spending like 1-2 years to find your passion or what you're good at, right? Just by using this tool. Okay, this tool is called the wealth dynamics. It basically tells you, it's a profiling test that tells you what is the best way and the easiest way for you to generate wealth. Okay, let me repeat. What's the best way and the easiest way for you to generate wealth, right? So I want to pause here, and I want you guys to think. If, let's say, I ask you go out to the world, right, and start a business on speaking. That means you speak as a career. You go to big stages and speak. Okay, speak for a career as a career. How many of you guys think, right, that's not your thing? Can you type in the chat? That's not your thing. Type 1 if that's not your thing. Let me repeat my question. If I ask you guys, if your career, right, is to speak, okay, it means you make money through speaking, right? It is not your thing. Can you type 1 in the chat? Type 1 in the chat. Okay. That's my thing. Yeah. Okay, so the rest, okay, can speak. Okay, but for me, I honestly I can't speak for them, because it's not me. Okay. So this is basically wealth dynamic. Some people can speak for a living. But for some people can't, right? You guys probably have like quieter friends who can't really speak, right? So this is basically an example of wealth dynamic. I'd like to share with you guys a bit more. Okay, so I'm not, that's just a disclaimer, I'm not a wealth dynamics expert, okay, but I'm just an explorer of this. I'm a user of this tool, and I think it benefited me, and I think I want to share it with you guys also. Okay, so I'm not an expert. If you guys want more in-depth detail, you guys can go to the website to check it out a bit later. But I'll send a link at the end of the session. Okay, let me share with you guys a bit. So in wealth dynamics, right, there's different tools. Okay, for me, I'm a creator. Okay, a creator basically, like what I shared, likes to create things. You like to create companies, you like to create brands. You like to start projects. You like to start new ideas. You get very, very excited when you start new ideas. Okay, but this is me. Some of us, okay, we fall under the category of a star. Now, what is a star? You guys see a lot of like influencers on social medias, right? That can, for some reason, with their face and how they talk, they can really pull crowds. They can really attract audiences. How many of you see that before? Probably have, right? This most likely of them, they are like a star. Okay, so people like Tony Robbins, I don't know, yeah, and so many of the speakers are actually stars. Okay, it's just easy for them to shine. Okay, in front of the audience and the public. Some people, okay, for example, like Warren Buffett, they're accumulator. Now, what does that mean? Accumulator is a kind of profile, right? That they just go at accumulating like assets. They manage assets very well. Okay, they're just good at that. For me, that's not really my thing. Okay, that's why I'm not like a very active trader. I'm just put in the stock market every few months when I see a good opportunity, I just do it. But that's not my thing. That's not my main thing. That can be my thing, but it's not my main thing. It's not my meaning to generate wealth. Okay, so people like Warren Buffett is wired to make money easily through investing. That's his thing. Some people are a supporter. That means they always need a star to shine, and I'm the one behind it. I'm the one supporting this guy. Okay, so honestly, I'm not the most familiar with every single thing, but I think I just broke it down with I tried my best to break it down to you guys to make it easy for you guys to understand things like, and also for mechanic. A mechanic is someone who likes to sit behind a computer, okay, and like to systemize stuff. They tend to be a bit more detailed. They tend to be a bit more meticulous. Okay, how many of you guys are a bit, you realize you're a bit like a mechanic or a creator? Can I type M or C if you feel that you fall into any of these two categories? Can I type in the chat? Do you think maybe an M or a C? Just by sensing, no right, no wrong. Huh? Type in the chat. Savin, Dylan, Mohan. Maybe not. Okay. Okay, but it's fine. Later I'll share you guys the link. You guys can go and explore a bit more, if what really suits you lah. Okay. So my point, right? My point here, why am I sharing trade or dealing a trader? Okay. So my point here, right, is really to share with you guys if you want to explore an additional source of income, we don't want to find something that works against us. Okay, you don't want, for me, I don't want to find a way that can, for me to try to make it work through, let's say, a mechanic. I'm not really a mechanic. Okay, I don't like to systemize stuff, but I'm very good at creating stuff. So I want to position myself in a way that makes wealth building as easy as possible. How many of you guys want an easy way to build wealth? Can I type in chat? Type easy. Can I type in easy in the chat? Easy, yeah. Okay, so I won't delve too much here because this is really not my area of expertise. But then I'll share with you guys the link later. Okay, so once you guys have found out what kind of profile you are, you can then have a better understanding of what kind of side hustles to take. Okay, for me as a creator, marketing suits this really well. Marketing is all about generating ideas, being creative, so on and so forth. Okay, but yeah, so now, assuming you have found out your strength and your test and what kind of profile you are now, and by now, right, you're most likely should be able to find out, like, okay, what kind of hustle should I take? What should I experiment? This will save you a lot of time. Now, assume you have that. Okay, the next part is really which is the last step, which is really to set an audacious goal. Okay, and it's a bit of a mindset shift. It's not about, okay, like, let's set a big goal and there's a high chance that I can achieve. It's not about that. It's something deeper. It's about more of a mindset and it's a mindset shift. So for me back then, even my peers, right, whenever there's like a big project, we'll be like, oh, this is a bit tougher. Can we get someone else to do it, right? Or can we not do it? Or can we do it later? Always about postponing and saying we can't. Yeah, and I would like to suggest that a better frame to think about things, right, is instead of saying I don't know how to do this, I want you guys to change your mind and ask yourself, how can you do this? How can I do this? And for me back then, right, you guys realize I didn't have much of a marketing background. I ended school, right? I dropped out 1 year later. I didn't even take any marketing course, right? But I was very adamant. I was very excited and ambitious, right, to prove to myself that I could make 100K per year. That was my goal, initial goal. Okay, and I asked myself how. If this method worked, then how? What should I do? And that completely shifts and opens up your mind. So I started to explore different things, right? I started to learn from YouTube. I started to find different resources. I tried to get a mentor. I should join courses. I even hustled my way, right, to get my foot in the door. And let me give you guys an example. When the why is really there, when your passion, when you found this is like alignment, right? When you really found something you're very passionate about, right? You can really I want to use the word move mountains. Okay, but it's really an exaggeration. Not move mountains, but you guys can really move things. So let me give you an example. There's this period of time where I was trying to get my first client as a marketing provider, and yeah, I didn't know how to do it, right? But I just decided to say, let me just put my ego aside, put my face aside, and just try to get things started. So what I did was I went to the school which I was studying in, SMU, and I just went to the dental clinic. Usually it's like a pretty private, right? I just went to the clinic and I just asked the receptionist, do you guys need more sales? And that's what I did. And it was so embarrassing because they just turned me down instantly, say you can email us. But the funny thing was I spent like 30 minutes. I spent 30 minutes just waiting outside the door and just rethinking to myself, shit, what am I gonna say? Am I gonna say the right thing? What if it turns on me? What if I get embarrassed? What if people laugh? There's all these like limiting beliefs that I had. And it was so enlightening. The fear, correct. And that when you have a why, when you have a passion, you just, for some reason, you can just take the next step. Another one which I find very interesting, which I'd like to share here very quickly, I don't have much time left, is that last time I was supposed to get leads for a particular company, and I didn't really hit the KPI as I promised. So what I did, what I did, which was so retarded, I don't so retarded looking back, right? Because so my goal was generally, but I wasn't able to do that. Also, so I was so desperate. Okay, in Singapore, there's this thing called the MRT, a train. MRT station, okay, the train station basically is a lot of people, right? So I asked myself one day, okay, I'm so desperate. What's the best way to do it? What should I do? So I decided that, okay, let me just go down to the MRT train and just ask. I just decided to just as people like walking past the train, the gantry, right? I just approached some of these people and say, hey, are you looking for this? Do you want this? Do you want that? And it was so liberating, okay, because I never realized I could actually do that. Yeah, and I actually got some sales from them. So that was kind of interesting. And my point here is that, when you really find a why and you really find something that you're really passionate and even your edge, right? Even though you're not that good at it at the start, but it really helps you to move things forward. And my point here really is to set big goals, even though it might seem far, even though it might seem big, but I think it gets you excited, it gets you moving really to think a bit differently. And of course, sometimes, like you see, I myself at the early stage, I didn't believe all the ropes, right? I didn't really know how, but I just did. I just went out to public and say, are you looking for this? Are you looking for that? I didn't care about all these fear. Yeah. Okay, so my point is to set an audacious goal, people. If you don't know how, you can find out how, because there's a very, very high chance. In fact, I'm confident to say 99.5% chance, right, that what you have in mind in terms of starting a side hustle, right, it's already been done before. The world is so big. And I don't know how many people is there on the earth, a few billion, I think, or a few billion. But there's probably already at least one person already done it before. Okay, your idea is not new. It's very hard to find a new idea in the world. And yeah, okay, so your idea, your thoughts, your hustle, most likely has been done by someone before. So ultimately, you can always find out how. Okay, so that's my point number 3. So let's like to conclude. Okay, like kind of give like guys like a summary. Okay, yeah. So the first step really, before you even start building, setting a goal and to find like a method, right, that you see on ads and everything. First thing that I'd like to suggest to you guys is to really ask yourself, why do you want to achieve this thing? Why do you want to achieve this thing? Okay, the deeper you dig, the clearer is for you to really push things through. So I just want to copy paste this question for you guys, right? Where is it? Where's the question? Yeah, okay. So what's the reason so strong that it's worth a hustle? Okay, because I like to share with, I love to say that it's easy, but I think the truth is not. I think very rare people would say it's easy. And so therefore I like to suggest to you that a question that you really like to ask yourself is, what's the reason so strong, right, that it's worth the hustle. Okay, so that's my first step. Second step is, the tool that I suggested to you guys, Well Dynamics. Discover yourself. What's your strength? What's your edge? What are you passionate about? What are you naturally good at? Okay, and that's something that you want to go in the flow, not against the flow. And that really help you make wealth building easier. Okay, so for example, like trading, right? I honestly don't see myself as a trader because I'm just too bored, right? I'm just too bored, right? Just looking at charts every day and like trading. That's not my thing. I like creativity. I like ideas. I like colors. I like fresh things. Yeah. So that's number two. And once you discover that, you can really find something that works for you. Okay, it can be marketing, it can be trading, it can be investing, but at least you learn how to do it in a way that really suits you. Okay, very, very crucial. And the last step, finally, which is honestly also very, very important, is you set a goal and find out how. Okay, very important. Instead of saying, I don't know how to do this, I want you guys to ask yourself, how can I do this? How? Because chances is that someone else out there online has already done it. Okay, someone else has already done that. They've probably done it in a lesser time span than you. They've probably done it in a better frame as you. Okay, so there's so much information out there online. There's no reason for you to not do anything. Okay, very, very crucial. Okay, so before I proceed, right? Can I get a sensing? Do you all find this? Do you all learn something new from my session? Because I just want to get some feedback. Do you all learn something new? If it's a yes, can you type yes? If it's a no, can you type be better? Yeah, type yes. Okay, what about the rest? Savin, Dylan, Nisha, Mohan. Yeah. There's like 20 people in the room. The rest? Have okay. Yeah, so I think that's really what I want to share, because it's really not about the method. It's more about the foundation you build before you even go about the method. And I'm not a coach that teaches you how to build wealth, but it's something that's like you share. I'm really passionate about. Yeah. Okay. So it's my personal journey. I went through exactly the same thing. Okay. I wanted to prove to myself that I could achieve something great, and then I decided that actually marketing and advertising and ideation is my thing. I'm not good at boring mechanical stuff. Yeah. Okay. And then from there, then you really set a goal and start tracking things. Okay. All these things are a bit more technical, but that's really the micro stuff. Okay, which is honestly not complicated. Okay, so yeah, I think I've come to the end of my sharing, and I like to just like end it right by saying that I think I'm no different. I have one brain, I have two eyes, I have two hands, I have two legs. I dropped out of school. You guys are graduates, and I think we're all same, but I think we are all uniquely in the same light. And if I can do it, a person who didn't complete his university degree, right, I would like to highly suggest that you guys are more than capable, definitely. Okay, you guys are more than capable to achieve, in fact, way more. Okay, so yeah, I think I just want to end it off with a word of encouragement. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening attentively and also the participation. I love it. Yeah, thanks Nisha for adding the links. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, over to you, Logesh.